I basically want to do today is, I guess, say what's up, because it's been a while since my last video. I would say vent. I'm gonna call this vent session sharing with anyone who is looking to jump into the trades. I've had some conversations with friends recently who are considering jumping into the IBEW. So I thought I would just drop that in this video, share a little bit of my experience and just what to expect. And then, what else? Say what's up, because it's been a while since I last posted. The group that I'm working with now at a distillery, they discovered my YouTube channel this past December. Actually, I think it was like December 21st or something like that. And I was horrified because my original plan was to keep this under wraps, keep this low key, and then I'm almost at the last leg of my second year, and halfway through my third year or fourth year, go ahead and just lay it on them, smack them on the head like bow. You know what I'm saying? Check me out, boom. So, they wouldn't give me such a hard time. I really can't get away from that, which is a perfect segue into today's episode. It is here's what you can expect. You gotta be able to handle jokes, and it's like hard-nosed comedy, dark humor, which I don't mind it. Look, I try to be wholesome. It's another joke that's going around. Look, I'm a believer, right? This isn't necessarily a Christian channel. This is just a channel that I started where I'm just sharing my experience. I try not to curse, but on the job site, it is a different beast. Let me tell you. The culture is colorful, the language is colorful, but you gotta know how to laugh at yourself. You gotta leave your ego at the door. You gotta leave your pride at the door. But bring some confidence with you. When you get shook or rattled, it's like they hate that. It's like, get away from me. Some of these dudes, it's like impossible for them to be, they've done it for so long and they know that they're good at it. If anything, they're going to be annoyed because they need apprentices to be useful. And if you're not confident, you're rattled and all that stuff, you're not useful to them. Luckily, I work with a group of patient guys, so they understand. You have challenges, you have things that you haven't dealt with before. It can be intimidating. The attitude you gotta bring is I'm gonna smash this thing. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how great I am. Don't say that out loud, because there's gonna be a whole bunch of jokes poking the bear. Oh, you gonna show us how great you are, huh? Wait till you're like third year, fourth year before you, if you're gonna do that. It's just from personal experience advice. You know what I'm saying? Just try your best, man. That's really the only way I can put it. Just try your best. Be willing to just give an effort. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna make mistakes. It happens. I just had a $300 item that I messed up, and the item is to be used as a part of a process. And in the process of breaking this item, the other materials that were used in the process added up to like $1,000. So it was like $1,000 lesson that I learned. Yeah, so you're gonna make mistakes. Definitely don't make those mistakes. Make a phone call before you get that deep into it. You definitely want to show up on time. Definitely show up on time. And I'm still learning a lot. I am feeling pretty good about how the year's gonna turn out, and I'm getting more confident. But it's hard. It's hard. It's like, first off, let me back up. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy Valentine's Day to people. Happy Kwanzaa to people. Happy Hanukkah to people. Happy Black History Month. And are we through? Happy Groundhog's Day. Are we through everything? I think we're through everything. So yeah, so it's like, first year I kind of had it figured out. It was a lot of work they threw at you. But I just lived back here, back room in our house. It's set up like an office. My daughter's little school desk, I was so cute, set up behind the camera, and then my desk is over there, and then here's my drawing desk. I was just looking at this the other day, practicing this math, trying to learn these vectors and this trigonometry. Yeah, so last year, I was just back here. I just lived back here. It's just like, I don't know what to do with all this information except just grind. And finally figured it out. So I was like, all right, cool. I got this. Let me just just keep grinding it out and then just recover wherever I can. What I would say for those who are jumping into their first year, do what you got to do. Whatever your group, that's probably what I would say. First year, do whatever you got to do, but make an effort. Give the absolute best effort that you can give. The only thing I would recommend is do not sacrifice sleep. Do not sacrifice sleep. You need to shift stuff around so that you can get the best sleep that you can get. Because if you're not used to the workload, if you're coming from college, you'll be all right. If you're coming out of high school, depending on what kind of student you were, you'll be okay. But it's still a different beast because you've got expectations in school. You've got monthly reports you got to send in. You've got incentive reports you got to send in. And then you got to maintain a certain grade point average in order to continue getting your incentive checks, because every day that you're in school, you're not at work, and so they pay you for the day that you're in school. Yeah, so you gotta have all your ducks in a row, and you gotta be on top of all of that stuff. And it's hard to juggle those things if you're constantly sleepy and you're constantly tired. This is gonna take me to another point, but I'm gonna hold on to that. Monsters and coffees. I'm kind of bottle that up and then move on. Then you get through the first year, and then you're in the summertime mode, and okay, on the job site, show up on time your first year. Show up on time. You can be sloppy, you can be dumb, you can be tired, you can be stupid, whatever. Just show up on time, and then somebody will work with you. You might have some jerks you deal with. I haven't really had that issue, but you might have some jerks you deal with, whatever, fine. But just show up on time and just give your best effort. All right, year one, wrapped up. Moving on. Year two, I'm checking my text messages because we're about to throw a birthday party for our daughter. Year two, coming into year two, I was like, hey, we got a lot. I mean, smash year one. You know what I'm saying, dog? What they got to throw at me, man? I hope I get motor control and AC theory, boy. I'm about to learn something, about to get smart real quick like the rest of these dudes. Navy SEAL, electrician type cat, building grids from the ground up. What you know about it, boy? Got smacked with AC theory and motor controls and was like, ah! I was like, study hall. So that's the other thing about first year. Go to study hall. Go to study hall. The people who didn't make it from the first year to the second year, they didn't go to study hall. And I was surprised to find out who those people were, because when we would be in hands-on classes and I would be struggling to put something together, whether it was wiring or whether it was bending pipe, like I was getting through it, but it was like, man, like one potato, two potatoes. And they're like throwing it together. But obviously, if they didn't pass the hands-ons and stuff, because you get graded on the method that they teach and the accuracy. You know what I'm saying? If we're bending 90s, for those who know, we're bending 90s. You only got a certain tolerance to be off. You know, they weren't study halling, you know, because their accuracy wasn't on point. And those are probably the three things that I would say. Do whatever you got to do in the first year. Get as much sleep as you can. Show up on time and study hall. Fast forward back to second year. I'm like, I got all that figured out. I got this. Then they hit me with this stuff, and it's like, oh, by the way, in the second year, when you turn in your homework, it has to be a passing grade on your homework the first time, or you may not get your incentive check. Haha, mother lover. You know, I can't cuss. I'm still struggling with that on the job site. When we got to second year and then they hit us with that, I was like, man, because then it was like AC theory is different than DC theory. AC theory is a little bit more, you know, they got to throw in the trigonometry and the geometry. So if you haven't brushed up on that stuff in a long time, so you got to do that work, and then you got to go and brush up on some math outside of that. So there is, in a way, more work, right? And then on the job site, you're entering your second year. So on the job site, I don't think it depends on who you work with. They may or may not care about your school performance, but the good ones, I'm with some good ones. They care enough that they should see, if you're doing what you're doing in school, they should see your knowledge pumping up, right? So when they're discussing certain things, if they're discussing certain pipe runs or certain like PLCs or motor control aspects, certain aspects of the job, they're paying attention as to whether or not you're picking up on that. Because for one, you've been with them most of your time through the whole program. Ain't that what is going on here? Is this thing time? What in the world? All right, we got an electrical issue right here. I'm gonna problem solve on the spot with a live audience. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's recorded, but still.